Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Fox Den. So, I decided to make my Harry Potter What If for my goals. A new episode will come out for every goal I reach, every 50 subs, basically. So the next episode of that will come out around when I reach 100 subs. Now then, this will be more of a this is going to be a series because I'm going to cancel my cowboy one because I don't have any good ideas for it. So I'm going to make this to take its place. What if female Deku, or actually, more accurately, what if Dark Samus was in the world of My Hero? Now I'm doing this because I don't know why, but it just kind of popped into my head. So, anyways, sit back, relax, and enjoy the story for yet to come. We open up in the far reaches of outer space, on a distant planet, where we see a bounty hunter, simply known as Samus, doing her normal bounty hunting. When she, then she when then she encounters one of her longtime rivals, Dark Samus, a virus that corrupted one of her own armor sets and made its own human body. Now, Dark Samus and Samus have this evil, symbiotic relationship. In this universe, Dark Samus is not necessarily evil. It's just Dark Samus has the innate feeling of inferiority compared to its original host, being the actual Samus. So, Samus's interaction with her goes along like it would normally do in any type of Metroid stuff, with Samus defeating Dark Samus. However, when Samus finally defeated Dark Samus once and for all, her body got teleported. She's confused by this, but she decided that she's most likely escaped and she needs to hunt her down. Now, let's cut over to Nezu. He's currently doing some experimentations, mostly just researching about this comet that's supposed to arrive in a few days. Seeing how magnitude, where it's gonna land, possibly gonna hit, that kind of thing. When suddenly Nezu sees a blue light come from the sky. It's the comet. It seems to be heading straight towards Training Field Gamma. As Nezu quickly goes on the intercoms and tells everyone in Training Center Gamma, being Mirio and his crew, the big three and most of the quote unquote 2A, around this time 2A, to evacuate. Most of the second years, I should say. Mirio's currently in the second. Mirio and the big three are currently in their second year. They tell them to evacuate. And as soon as they get outside, they see the comet just hit Training Field Gamma. As all the heroes gather up. And someone steps up. As they all see something a person clad in dark armor with pulsating pulsating vein things on their armor. As it looks straight at them. And passes out. More accurately, this is what they see since the helmet cracked. Wait, no, actually. Recall all that real quick. She transformed her arms into a sort of gun of sorts and takes off her helmet. They see a girl, a woman, most likely, with darkish skin and blue hair. Also, the artist that did this is fucking talented. as she has this wicked grin. As suddenly she gets punched in the back. She gets punched and is knocked out. You can probably get. I'll leave it up to you who did it. As we fast forward a couple hours, and she wakes up in CoverGirl's office. She starts speaking an alien language and no one understands her. She realizes this and simply mind melds them all together so they can understand her, saying, "Who are you and where am I?" Everyone in the room, which I'm gonna say is Midnight, Aizawa, Nezu, All Might, and Recovery Girl, all looked at each other confused, saying that, "Have you heard the voice in the head?" They all look towards the girl and realize, oh, she said it. As all that introduce themselves, like Aizawa saying, I'm a pro hero in Japan named Eraserhead. My real name is Shota Aizawa. And they all do their introductions. When they ask her hers, she simply states, "I don't really have a name of my own. I was a parasitic life form that detached from its host. That I detached from my host and became my own entity. From then on, I became known as Dark Samus, being the, guess you can say, darkness within Samus." I don't know how I got here, but all I remember is fighting Samus and then ending up here. Nezu simply asks, "Can you take off your armor?" It's like, because it would be inappropriate for someone to wear battles armor in school grounds. It's like, yes, give me 1 second. As the armor dematerializes, and they just see her in a skin tight suit of sorts. She simply just stands up and just looks towards some of with a smug as you see in the picture, doing the exact same pose, saying, "Is this better?" All the guys in the room, except for all my jaw drop. How she looks. AKA just Aizawa. And now they're gonna ask her about her history. She says that she was a virus called the X parasite. A virus that a parasitic virus that attaches to a host and melds their mind. However, when they finally fully mature, they detach from the host and take a biological structure similar to the host. Normally, normally a biometric parasite like me would take on the physical appearance of the armor. However, I was a special case. I managed to have a symbiotic relationship with my host, which resulted in me sharing DNA with her. I have all her features, but not her memories. My memories are my own. However, one thing that's similar to both, that is unique to both of us thanks to our symbiotic relationship, is that now we can sense each other when we're nearby. We're kind of like the bitter rivals, the most bitter of bitter rivals. And also in this version of timeline, Dark Samus is another bounty hunter that just takes on more darker jobs, like assassinations and stuff like that. Then as you ask, "So what was your job?" Oh, I was a bounty hunter. But unlike my good counterpart, I focused more on assassinations, killings, murders. I was basically your average hitman. Or, in my case, hit woman. Samus is more like the stereotypical goody two shoes. She works to she does investigations, she works for the galactic military, the galactic police, and stuff like that. Oh, simple really. Nezu was just curious to what she was gonna say, but she read her mind. She read his mind. Simple, really. If you're wondering about what I can do, I can do everything my counterpart can, but I'm stronger in every way, shape, and form. Yet you lost every battle. Shut up. As I was wait. I never lost a battle in any way, shape, or form. Aizawa cuts in saying, "Didn't you just tell us you got here because you lost a fight?" Dark Samus simply just turns her head. I'm just gonna quickly call her Samus until Samus actually shows up here. Yeah. Samus quickly turns her head over to Aizawa saying, "Shut up if you know what's good for you. I can still blow your head off at any point in time." All my stands up saying, "So you're a villain." It's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Where I'm from, only there's no white, there's no black or white. There's just gray. Sure, there might be people that lean towards more the white side, and people like me that leans towards the darker side. But we're always in the gray area. And plus, do you have you ever seen what you called villains like me around? As long as I simply just states no, good. Keep it that way. Now, Nezu, I heard you. I see you thinking about making a deal with me. What is it? Because around this point, she's used this knowledge, and I'm gonna give Dark Samus the ability to pick up on the languages super quickly. As Nezu simply asks, "Well, I have a couple questions for you first." Shoot. Okay. As Dark Samus just questions, answers confused. How old are you? As Dark Samus simply states that biologically, I'm 16. Genetically, I'm 5. Mentally, I'm like 40. I'm like 100 years old. It's weird. I was only born 5 years ago, but my body quickly. But I was fully matured, with the physical look of a 16, of an 18-year-old, with prime assets like my host. But unlike my host, I won't age. This is simply okay. How about here's the deal. I'll enroll you here at our school, and we'll teach you how to become a hero, so you can save people. Saving people. Well, maybe I'll change up my pace. My change. Maybe it'll be a nice change of pace to actually save instead of kill. Okay, so, and before you ask, I don't know what quirks are. I mean, my host had a genetic defect, which is has DNA implanted into her from the Chozos, an ancient alien race that gave Samus, well, my host, her abilities. I'm a carbon copy of her, so I have this Chozo DNA, just my version. And she says, like, you would have to wear skull. Sorry, but this never comes off. It's genetically bound to me. I can change the look of it, but I can't really do anything about it. Okay. We'll also put you into a dorm here. It's like, I'm fine with that. Do we have a deal then? It's like, we have a deal, Sir Nezu. As Aizawa simply escorts her to the dorms. As that because she's morphed her outfit, because she can, into, well, the sport or underwear attire of Samus. I say the sport attire. So everyone just sees this girl with this skimpy outfit, and all the guys she passes have their jaw dropped. And every time she passes someone that catches her interest, she simply just winks at them. She reaches back to the dorm, to her dorm room, as Aizawa shows her in. And, well, we cut over to the entrance exams. So Miro is now in his third year. Well, going to begin his third year. Now, due to her special circumstances, she won't be during the test and all. Instead, she'll take her own test after everyone's secured, just to test her abilities. They all go up, and, well, she's there in the observation room, seeing how she can judge people. As all the test begins, all the teachers hear is sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. Their technique are all sloppy. When you guys start teaching them, you're going to have to whip up the shape. They have no militaristic tendencies at all. They all turn to her next and ask, like, how would you know all this in 5 years? Did you forget that I might not have the memories of my host, but I still have the muscle memories of her. Everything about her except for her mental memories, I have. Ashley simply just equips her armor and simply smiles at them. Would you like to test that? No, adds all the teachers, including Nezu, say at the same time. Good. She simply sits down and someone catches her eye. A boy with blue hair like hers, but a darker blue, with glasses. And if you don't know who this is by now, you're dumb. She simply points him out saying, he actually has potential. He shows promises in martial arts. I can possibly teach him a thing or two about one of the forms I know. They all ask, like, what? As they see her high heels, saying, like, she points out her high heels, saying, these aren't just high heels, you know. They're jet boosters. I use them for a variety of things. Mostly when I'm about my combat armor, I use this. Everything goes on. Like, and then the entrance exam ends. She gets the name of the boy who caught her interest, Tenya Ida. And she's determined to train him. Now we cut over to the first day of school. And well, she decided to play a prank on Aizawa. Aizawa goes to wake her up, but when she walks in, she's not there. Instead, she walks out of her closet saying, how do I look wearing a bunny outfit? Aizawa just instinctively turns away saying, why? It's like, because I wanted to mess with you. Now give me a second. She transferred back to her skin-tight outfit. Saying, okay, let's go. You need to wear a uniform. Did you forget already? Right, sorry. Good. As everything goes on. She activates her armor, and then goes into a morph ball and sits in the corner. As everyone pulls it, people have noticed this black and blue ball in the corner. And they question it, but no one really mentions it. As everyone's in class, everyone sees this blue ball roll up to to the front because she's a hybrid. She's a student and teacher. She's only a student. She can get her license to be a hero, but she's a student. She's a teacher to teach people what she knew and her combat experience. But for right now, it's not her class, so she goes up there and rolls into Aizawa, knocking him in the head, saying, Aizawa hearing, you might want to get up now. You have class. Aizawa says, fine. Whatever. If I don't, you'll probably beat me up like you did yesterday. Like you did yesterday at training. As that's what I was saying, just simply gets up and everyone does their normal canon shit, being like, but the person taking, well, it's everyone is there in canon, including Izuku. Because after all, this is not if Deku was Dark Samus. This is just what if Dark Samus was in the world of my hero. Now we cut over, he just simply states this. Everyone, I am Shoto Aizawa, I am your homeroom teacher this year, and my assistant and your fellow classmate is right here. He points down to the ball next to him. Samus, can you please get out your morph ball? As everyone just sees this ball form into this armor. With her blade out. And then she transfers her blade back to her hand and takes her helmet off, saying, Hello, I'm Dark Samus. I'm Samus, but I've been known as Dark Samus for a long time, since I'm a parasite given of human form. That's all you need to know of me. A kid with blonde hair and red eyes and asked, What's your quirk, weakling? What's your quirk? Samus simply turns to him, saying, By your standards, I'm quirkless. By my standards, I have powers. Since you see here, I'm what you guys call an alien. Though that term's highly offensive. Now, unless you want me to chop your heads off, I suggest you grab these uniforms and head over to the training field beta. If you're not there in the next 5 minutes after I get there, I will chop your heads off, and they will have to find new students for this year. Do you understand me? As everyone pale at this and saying, Yes, Samus. Good. I'll be testing along with you since I'm still technically a student. They go over and, well, people say like, Samus, are you gonna take off your armor? It's like, no need. As her armor dematerializes and they see this her skin tight outfit. Saying, my armor is part of my DNA. I can make it my molecular structure. I can make it come out and form around me at will or take it off at will. She then transforms her right arm to her blaster and points it to the wall and fires. The blast goes through, not hurting the wall, and hits Mineta straight in the face. And she simply states, You, ballsack boy, you try this, ballsack hair boy, you try this again, you try what you're going to try again, and I'll chop your head off. And your other head off. I'll chop both your heads off. You understand me? Mineta just simply nods. Just because he doesn't actually hear her, but she hears the voice of her because telepathy. As they all go outside, she's still wearing her outfit. Everyone's confused by saying, why is she not wearing the PE uniforms? She says, like, my outfit is genetically bound to me. I can't take it off. And any other outfit I wear above this hurt. As well, she then takes up the ball because she's going to demonstrate everything. She transfers her arms to her blaster. The ball loads the ball into it and fires and gets infinity. And then we cut over to Samus because this is gonna be a little comedic. She's flying, making her way to other galaxies, trying to sense out Dark Samus. As a baseball hits her ship and well hits her window and makes a small crack. This crack, just for comedic references, saying shows the cracks into a specific way of words, saying, "I've changed. I've changed, Samus. I've settled down. I have a kid, a husband, and kids now. You can give up on searching for me." As we come back to Dark Samus, she gets first place in basically everything, but doesn't count for her, so it would be Shota Todoroki, Bakugo, Ida, and Momo as the top 5. Now, she wouldn't be there for Heroes vs. Villains, so I'm just going to skip that, but now we could get over to the USJ. Everything canon happens like normal. However, when the villain's attacked, she gets an evil grin saying ooh, people to kill. As she taps Aizawa on the shoulder saying, are those real or fake? Aizawa looks at it saying, oh shit, they're real. Don't need to worry, I'll take care of them. She jumps down and starts firing everything she has. Using her mines, her energy blasts, her plasma blasters, her missiles, everything that Samus has in her arsenal, she has. Shigaraki sees this like, who the hell is she? Korgiri, get to Nomu. We need to kill that fucking bitch. Korgiri simply asks, right away, young master. As Nomu comes out and charges towards Samus. Samus simply just morphs ball. Dodges the punch. As this is where I'm going to do something awesome. A laser beam comes down from the sky and hits the Nomu. And now we cut over to 10 minutes before this event happened, to Samus finding where Dark Samus was. She gets there and her symbiotic senses Dark Samus in this building. She sees her with around a whole bunch of kids. At first, Samus is thinking, oh god, she has hostages. As she sees people come out of a portal, and her tapping on the shoulder of a guy with black hair, and simply goes down and starts fighting them. Almost like she's protecting them. Dark Samus feeling like she has to do something, as this Nomu creature goes out and sees that Dark Samus barely dodged it. She uses her ship's beam to fire straight at it. Doesn't kill it, however, but Samus then goes down. As Dark Samus looks towards Samus and says, "Ah, so you finally decided to show up. I never thought you would show up right now. Now, I know we might be rivals, and I know I might be your parasite. Well, I was your parasite. But let's put aside our differences and help protect these kids. Shall we, Samus?" Right away, Sam. So you finally started to use that nickname again. Let's get going. As Aizawa was just seeing this and seeing this armor, and Aizawa just thinks, so that's Samus. They really do look so much alike. As everything goes on, Samus and Dark Samus armor gets broken. They get put into their Zero Suit outfits. Actually, no, wait, I'll not retcon that. They manage to kill Nobu, and Samus and Dark Samus both fire beams at Kodagiri, which manage to knock off the middle part of him, killing him. Shigaraki still gets away because Kodagiri managed to open a portal for him. Now, Aizawa goes up saying, so, to the person wearing orange and green armor, saying, so you're the original Samus. Yes, yes I am. And who might you be? I am Shota Aizawa. I'm also known on this world as a hero. Heroes are a job of sorts, kind of like your bounty hunting. At least your side of the bounty hunting, Samus. Here, give me 1 second. As this happens. So you guys really do look so much alike. I mean, she's literally a genetic copy of me. So, has she caused any trouble? If so, I would gladly kill her. No, 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 she's okay. She actually saved us, and been teaching my students how to fight. Interesting. Well then, I like to take the same deal as her. As well, I'm gonna end it off there because, yeah. Well, this was a weird one, and if you guys want me to continue this, just tell me down below. Or get me up to about 70 likes or so, which is not gonna happen, but if you guys want this to be an actual series, and I think I will make this it. But right now, it's just a one-shot. But yeah, I'm just replacing my cowboy one with either my, I don't know anymore. If you guys want me to continue, you guys like this and want me to continue, just tell me down below. Anyways, this is Fox. This is 14D Fox. Now my Fox den, just go back on sleeping and continue your hunt. Continue your hunt. This is Fox signing.